Hi, boys and girls. Welcome to Reading Today. Today is a pause point lesson. That means that tomorrow we will start a new book. But today we're going to review and learn a few new things based on our books that we have read in Module 2 so far. So our first part of our lesson is divided into two main parts. Our first part of our lesson is here. So you will see the learning goal. It says, I can sort words into categories. That means groups based on their attributes. We could also say that attribute is another word for feature. Just like the seahorses have unique features or body parts, we're going to sort words based on their features or what is special about them. So what we are going to do is we're going to fill out a concept map. I'm going to move myself over here. A concept map will help us sort our words about the seahorse. So we're going to start here with this sentence. It says, a seahorse is a fish and it has, can. We're going to brainstorm together some of the things that a seahorse is, some of the things that the seahorse has, and some of the things that it can do. So let's start with this box here, can. A seahorse is a fish and it can you think of some things that a seahorse can do? I want you to think in your mind right now and picture that seahorse from your book, Seahorse, the Shyest Fish in the Sea. What are some things that you have learned that a seahorse can do? Talk to your learning partner and tell them, what can a seahorse do? Here are a few things that I thought of. Let's see if we had some of the same ideas. A seahorse can swim. Did you come up with that one? A seahorse can twist. I don't want those to be capital because it is not the beginning of a sentence or a proper noun. A seahorse can dance. You remember how the seahorse danced with its mate? Fix those letters there. Lowercase. Okay, let's do one more. Here we go. Can you think of something else that the seahorse can do? It can change color. That's a good one. Change color. So these are all verbs. This category shows things that a seahorse can do. So if you do something, that is a verb. That's the type of word it is. Okay, so let's move on to some things that a seahorse has. What does a seahorse have on its body? Tell your learning partner, a seahorse is a fish and it has, what does it have on its body? I wish I could hear your ideas. Let's put down a few together. A seahorse has a tail like what? A tail like a monkey. Oh, I like that one. Okay, what else does it have? It has a pouch. You could even add like a kangaroo. What else? Oh, it has an eye, or it has eyes that look like black beads. What else does it have on its body? Did you say bony ridges? Do you remember how on the back of the seahorse there are those bony ridges that are hard and would be jagged on the edge? So I'm going to say bony ridges. Okay. So now that we have all the things that a seahorse can do, and it has, or some of the things, we know that we haven't said all of them. Now we're going to do the last one, and this is something that a seahorse is. So here we came up with some verbs. These are words that mean something you do. Here we came up with some nouns. These are things that are on the seahorse's body or a part of the seahorse. Now we're going to come up with some words that describe what a seahorse is. So these are adjectives. These are describing words. So it says, a seahorse is a fish and it is, tell your learning partner, what kind of seahorse is it? A seahorse is a fish and it is, let's look in our book to find some evidence or a clue to what a seahorse is. Do you remember how a seahorse moves? How does it go up in the water and down in the water? That's right. It straightens out its body to go up and it curls its body to go down. So we could say that a seahorse is flexible. That means it can bend really easily. It can tuck its head and roll up their tails. So it is flexible. That would be a word that would describe a seahorse. Okay, what else? Think of another one. Do you remember that word for when the seahorse changes color and it hides? You see it hiding there in the coral? Do you remember we learned that the seahorse is shy? That's a word that would describe the seahorse because it hides from other fish with their camouflage. It's very shy. Okay, let's think of another one. Let's think about how they use their tails. Do you remember what they do with their tails if they want to stay in one place? Do you see that? How he holds on to something? Even when the current or the water tries to pull him along, he can still hold on to the coral. I would say that he is very strong. A word that could describe the seahorse. Okay, let's come up with one more. I was thinking about how the seahorse does its camouflage. And when it does its camouflage, it is protected. So let's find another one where he is, oh, there we go. That's a good one. You see in the picture there how he's trying to camouflage inside of the coral reef? He's holding on to it, but he's also camouflaging to make his skin the same color as the coral. So I could say that he is safe or protected because of his camouflage. So I'm going to use the word protected. Now, my goodness, boys and girls, you helped to sort some words by their categories, or into categories by their attributes. So you helped find some adjectives or describing words about the seahorse. You helped to find some nouns or some things that are on the seahorse. And then you helped find some verbs that were things that the seahorse can do. So now you're going to use this concept map and you're going to write your own sentence. So you can either fill in the orange boxes here on the screen by clicking inside and typing, or you can choose to write your sentence in your journal and put a picture on the slide of your journal. So it says, a seahorse is a blank fish. So we know it's a fish, but what kind of fish is it? So you can go back to the box where you see is and choose one of those adjectives, one of those describing words. I could say a seahorse is a fish, is a flexible fish, or is a strong fish. Choose one of those words that has blank. So now I have to think about its body parts. What does it have? Think of those nouns. Okay, and then the last one, and can blank. Now you're going to choose a verb to go in the sentence, something that the seahorse can do. You can use the words that we have come up with. If you want to use some of your own ideas, maybe you had some ideas that you talked about with your learning partner, but I did not record them. You could put those in the box as well. That is a great idea. So your goal is to put a word that we have found from our categories, our groups, into the sentence. So you can tell me all you learned about the seahorse. Either put your word into the box or insert the image of your journal. Great work.